There's a common knowledge, I could say, that male artists are actually getting paid more than female artists, and this is true not just in Asia, but actually in the US as well. It's just a little bit more pronounced in Asia, because aside from male artists getting paid more, male performers and actors are taught to be more popular, that they get a better share of the sales than girl groups. Of course, there are artists, female artists and girl groups that actually are really more popular, and they actually outsell more boy bands and male celebrities. There's IU, Blackpink in Korea, and a whole lot of other performers in other countries. But in general, there's this long-standing sentiment that male celebrities actually get more support than female ones. And so there's that question: do we should we as female fans start supporting more female celebrities? Let me start by saying I'm not even sure whether or not I am a feminist. I do believe in the equality of genders, and I acknowledge that if it wasn't for all of these women who fought and continuously fight for equality, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So that, just want to make that clear. But I do have my own biases, and I have my own prejudices, and some still traditional belief. And I have been told by some feminists that some of my traditional beliefs aren't actually consistent with the feminist movement. For example, I do have nieces, and I think I've told everybody that I help raise a little girl. And whenever I look at them, I can't help but want for them to be treated like princesses whenever they go out on dates or whatever. I want, the door to be open for them and chairs to be pulled for them, and for the other party to pick up the tab and offer her their hand whenever they go down the staircase or across the street or whatever. I want them to be protected. I want them to be treated like a delicate. But this is what I want. Whether or not they want it for themselves is a different matter altogether. I certainly will not insist on what I want. So I've been told that that is not consistent with the feminist movement. And that being said, I can probably say that I'm a feminist based on my own definition, but whether or not that's going to be acceptable to the feminist movement, then that's a different discussion altogether. But I certainly believe in the equality of gender, especially in the entertainment industry, because that's where I belong. I think women should be given more opportunities. There should be more female executives, decision makers, and female celebrities should also be given the right and the control over their own creatives and narratives. I think there should be more female that should get promoted. More female should be running bigger companies, and they should be making more important decisions. But one thing I do not support and I do not believe in is that for artists, female artists, to be supported just because they are women. I think that goes against the very thing that feminist movement is actually fighting for. Feminism is about equality of genders. That females are just as important and just as capable as men. This topic was actually submitted by many fans, by my subscribers, and most of them are fans of male boy bands, and they get criticized for not supporting Mamamoo or Blackpink, and so they feel bad about it because they get criticized and castigated and bullied, and they're told that they are disgraced because they are supporting men and they should actually be supporting women so that they can help in progressing the movement. I think the respect that we want to extend towards female celebrities should also be extended towards female fans. Whatever a female fan decides to do and support should be respected. They should never be bullied into submission. If the music of a boy band resonates with them more, or the messaging or the lives, or whatever it is that resonates with them more, that should be respected. I think if you start advocating for somebody based on that person's gender, that's actually a disrespect towards that artist, because you're essentially saying that this person's art, that this person's work can stand for itself, that we have to actually take out and use the gender card. That's just disrespectful. I think an artist should be recognized for their art and for their work, and not just their gender. Do I think Blackpink advocates feminism? This is a very tricky question. Number one, I do listen to whenever Blackpink has a new song or a new album, I do try to listen to all of it and understand the message behind the song, and I also look at the credits and stuff like that. But I do that not just for Blackpink, but for all performers that I can get my hands on. And so I do know the music, but beyond that, there's not much that I know. Now, I know that they get hated a lot for the supposed message of their music. I think that has to stop. Part of the respect that should be extended towards women is also respecting the choices that they make. And if they chose to sing these songs, they should be respected for it. After all, as a performer, as a celebrity, the message of the song isn't the only way for you to advocate an ideology like feminism. There's a whole lot of other ways you can do and express how feminist you are. Taking control of your own creatives and your own narratives and making decisions for yourself. Those are better ways, in fact, for you to show that you're above it, that you're progressing the movement, and that you believe in your capacity as a person and, of course, as a woman. So I think people should just stop over-analyzing and obsessing about the message of their songs. I think what people should be concerned about is whether or not they actually chose and that they actually want to sing these songs. If they want to sing these songs and it seems like it because they perform it well, then that should be respected. That in itself tells you that they have some sort of control over their own career. I also think that they should not be criticized for the clothes that they wear or for the routine that they dance. Number one, these are all stereotypes. When people criticize somebody for being too sexy because they executed a certain movement, for selling sex or whatever it is because they wore a certain piece of clothing, that's stereotyping. Just because a woman wears short shorts or a miniskirt or wears something that has lower neckline, that doesn't mean that people have the right to disrespect them. Women have the right to wear whatever it is that they want to wear, and that doesn't give anybody the right to disrespect them, to put their hands without the woman's permission, and to be objectified. Men take off their shirt all the time. Whenever they perform, they rip off their shirt, they go shirtless, they do all of these actions that just as imply or is highly associated with sexual acts, and they are called sexy but not sluts. So the same courtesy should be extended to women. A woman can dance sexy and not be objectified. They can wear whatever it is that they want. That doesn't give anybody any right to disrespect them. However, what I don't like is the founder of YG Entertainment, which is Yang Yang-sok. I don't hate him because I don't know him personally. He has never done anything to me directly. I just don't like him because of the way that he treated 21 and the way that he treated Blackpink as well, and I've explained that. So as everybody knows, he called 21 ugly in their faces publicly.
그래도 저희가
예.
여자 그룹인데
네.
자꾸 못생겨서 이러셔서
못생겼다고 대놓고 하시다고요?
Publicly, and as far as I know, he has never actually apologized. He probably apologized in private, but I think he also should apologize in public because he shamed them publicly. I also don't like how he does not treat men and women equally. For many times before, he would often say that the comebacks of the boy groups are far in between because they can't write songs that are up to his standards, that passes his standards. But he does not extend the same pressure. He does not put the same pressure to girl groups, and it would be a different matter altogether if the girl groups just don't want to participate in the production and the songwriting. But the fact is that they do. Just that disparity in the way that he treated the groups, I think it leaves a bad taste in the mouth, and so that's another thing why I dislike him. Luckily for CL, she was able to, well, after the contract ended, she chose not to renew, and she decided to go about her own way, and she released six songs, and all of them are so good, and she co-produced and co-wrote all of the songs, and it shows just how good she really is as a songwriter, as an artist. And I have to admit that I was never really a big fan of, I've always respected them, but I was never really a big fan of 21 before, primarily because I felt like they were just another girl group where their concepts are dictated, and the songs that they sing are actually just spoon-fed to them, and they actually have no creative inputs. And now I realize that, number one, it's not that they don't have the skill to do it, they were simply not given the chance to do so. But now that she's finally free and she's doing her own thing, my god, the songs are so good. I've always said that if you can play a song with nothing but a guitar and a vocalist and it still sounds good, then you know that you have at the very least a great song. And all the songs that she released are just great, and I'm so looking forward to more from her. I digress. And so going back to BLACKPINK, Yang Suk actually did the same thing to BLACKPINK. They are, number one, they are being spoon-fed the songs that they sing, and it's a different matter altogether, as I've said, if they don't want to participate in the production. But they've said several times, as far as I know, that they actually do want to participate in the production and songwriting, and I think they should be given the chance to do so, because those are four talented women, and I have no doubt that they are just as artistic, and all they need is a chance to showcase that. I do respect RBW, which is the management company of Mamamoo. I think, and I of course respect Mamamoo. Mamamoo has gained creative control over their own career, and I like the message of their songs. I like the image. I like how they present themselves, how they don't give a bleep about social standards and they just go about their own way. I like how empowered they are. I like how much control they have over their own career, and that they can venture on things that the management company don't really have any say on. And I think that's just a testament on how much the management company also respects them as artists. And I also love their talent. I think I love seeing them live. I like watching concerts, and they are, I think, the best active group vocally. They're the best vocally among active groups, bar none, I think. Yeah, I not that I don't think that there aren't any other girl groups who are just as talented vocally, but of all the girl groups that I know of, then I think they are the best vocally. As I've said, I don't subscribe to the belief that female celebrities should be supported based on their gender. I think, like Mamamoo or BTS, these groups should be supported because of their art, not because of their gender. And so, just to summarize, I do think that there is a need for women to take control over their own creatives, for female celebrities to take control over their own creatives and over their own careers. And I think there should be female presence in the decision-making body of all of these management companies. It should be more pronounced. But I do know that it's not going to be an easy thing. People are not going to hand women the power on a silver platter. We're going to have to snatch it. But I think it should always be about the art, because I think, one, I don't believe that women should be given an advantage or any kind of accommodation on this context with what we're talking about. We don't need that. We don't need any advantage. We don't need any favor. What we need is just simply an equal playing field. I think that if we have an equal playing field, for sure women will rise. If it's all about the art and not about gender, then women will rise, and we will see more of what women can really do in this industry. So yeah, it should always be about the art and not the gender of the artist.